Okay, so I'm trying again with another writing experiment. It is 8:26 a.m. on geez, I'm out of it really. Yeah, Sunday, October 19th, 8:26 a.m. And I'm trying to get set up still. Uh, Still waking up. Still trying to figure out the right setup. Yeah, geez. Stomach's gurgling. So, what I'm thinking in this context, or what's the thoughts that's emerging from this morning's free write, I guess. Geez, I really should eat something. Is that one of the things that people don't conceive of as consciously, or we don't like to think about. So we, as the author, as the writer, are also creating ourselves as a fictional character. That Mark Twain was a fictional character created by Samuel Clemens, who he then played. He played the character of Mark Twain. Even when he was writing his book, telling his life, he's telling the life of the fictional character he created. So, meaning that it is 8:42 a.m. Sunday, October 19th, 2025. I am creating a fictional character who is myself. Okay, I've been going 18 minutes now. It's 8:45. 8:45. Fictional characters. I mean, I've got an autobiography of Mark Twain here, and I've got the Diary of Virginia Woolf. Let's just do something at random here. At random, I pull up 1933. 1933, Virginia Woolf. Flipped open. I flipped it up again, and it came to June 1935. God. Monday, 10th of June, Whit Monday, at Monk's house, working very hard. I think I shall rush these scenes off. Tuesday, the 11th, June. Yet I cannot write this morning. Tuesday. How can I say? Naturally, I've inherited the rose and the star. Rose. She does the ampersand. I never do those ampersands. And the star. Wednesday, the 12th of June. I am so glad I am not lunching with Rebecca West to meet Miss E. Jenkins at the same. I am so sorry that L wants to spend 3 days at Monk's house every fortnight, from Thursday night till Monday morning. These are my troubles, mister, as the man said when the footman put on too many coals, and I think I've found a bridge in that scene. What is she even writing here? Okay, here's a question to figure out. What was she writing then? Is it clear if I look earlier in the... Did she mention which one it is? 1935. Off the top of my head. Was it the years that she would have been working on in 1935? Maybe? Well, so, what book was Virginia Woolf writing in June 1935?
In June 1935, Virginia Woolf was working on her novel, The Years.
Oh,
She had been developing it for quite some time, and it was one of her major projects during the mid-1930s. So if you were imagining what she was up to that summer, it was very much immersed in the writing and editing of The Years.
and that would have been this one.
Yeah, exactly. That would have been that particular project. The Years was kind of a big undertaking for Woolf around that time, and she was pretty deep into it in mid-1935. So that's the one.
Well, this is turning into an interesting experiment now that I'm just sort of like wandering around of what are the books that I have around me. Where do they lead me?
Yeah, it's kind of like a little literary treasure hunt, right? You pick up one book, it leads you down a rabbit hole into another era, another author, and you just sort of wander through the shelves. It's a fun way to let curiosity lead the way and see where you end up.
I don't think I even read this entire thing. This is an undergrad book, and yeah, barely scratched the surface of this one. I mean, these great authors, and I feel like I've barely have an understanding of these. Wolf and Joyce and all of them, I feel like even if you're a professor in a lot of these fields, you feel like you barely know. There's so much to dig into. Okay, so 8:51. Confirmed. I feel torn right now, as I often do, and feeling like I've only been going 26 minutes, but I need to start the workday more. I need to go get those news articles posted. This is this will be better when I can get my schedule more figured out more. It's just feels very fragmented. It'll be better when I know I have this time, but I just right now it's hard for me to. I'm having a hard time getting up at the same time and going to bed at the same time. This is Desert Fathers from chapter 10, discretion, saying number 6. Arsenius of blessed memory said, "A monk living in a place that is not his native country will never be half-hearted and so will be at peace." What the what does that mean? Evagarius once said to Arsenius, "How is it that we have educated and learned men have no goodness, and Egyptian peasants have a great deal?" Arsenius answered, "We have nothing because we go chasing worldly knowledge. These Egyptian peasants have got their goodness by hard work." Now, here's the third one. Antony also said, "God does not let inner conflicts be stirred up in this generation because he knows that they are too weak to bear it." That feels how that's how I'm feeling right now. Too weak to bear it. So, I'm gonna note here. That's October 19th. 10, 19, 25, 9:03 a.m. Live stream. Oh, I feel so disorganized. At least I can just use that to cover up the sunlight and stuff. Right? Where did I put my ink cartridges now? Maybe I just. Oh, how silly of me. When what was nothing before now contains everything. Okay. It's interesting. So what do we have here after about almost an hour, 45 minutes? Trying to bumble through in the morning. We have a few pages material. Started at 8:28. It's 9:15 now. 45 minutes of writing. 4.5 pages. Okay, so let's go ahead and read aloud for a moment what I've written now. Sunday, October 19th, 2025, 8:28 a.m. I need to get the morning news articles up. I need to post 8 today since it's Sunday. I also need to spend some time really assessing the editing on Psychedelic Zionism Rising and figure out what needs to be revised there next. Sally and I also need to do our next podcast, need to get a better groove there. Jasmine is out tromping around in the yard, but I have the window closed. I heard our neighbor out and about. So I suppose these morning pages, the first page or so, is just the dumping of the garbage, stuff floating in my brain.
Got it. That sounds like a good little read aloud snapshot of your morning plans. So you're basically lining up a busy Sunday. You've got to get a whole batch of news articles posted. You want to dive back into editing your psychedelic Zionism piece, and you and Hattie have another podcast session to smooth out. Plus, it sounds like a bit of a morning brain dump in your pages is just helping you clear the mental clutter. So
I'm also right now, I'm live streaming. So I'm just I live streamed what I recorded here, and now I'm reading aloud what I wrote. So it's 8:36 now, and I wrote, I feel as though I need to eat some food. My mornings and breakfasts have been so thrown off. It appears I have even lost weight too. Perhaps now I can start to develop a new approach to writing, that it is like method acting. You pretend to be the character and then they come on through. But some of us have already made of ourselves fictional characters. Are we all really fictional characters, but we don't realize it yet? Now that we are all on TV all at the time, are we, as we are all now, all artificial creations?
Oh, I love that musing. It's like you're just drifting straight into a very meta, very Wolfian kind of thought process. You're basically asking if we're all performing ourselves, especially now that we're kind of always on camera or live streaming or just creating these digital versions of ourselves. Do we become sort of fictional characters of our own making? It's a really cool reflection, and I think it totally fits with that idea of method writing where you're kind of stepping into
So next, 8:42, I wrote, I am creating a fictional character who is myself. Anyone and everyone in media becomes a fictional character. Then I drifted over to grabbing the Virginia Woolf diary and found 1933. In June 1935, she made reference to the rose and the star, and then I wondered, what was she writing then? And I confirmed via ChatGPT, which I think is factually correct. I'd have to go and double check, but I'm pretty sure it was the years then, so I don't think it was wrong. Um, and Yeah, then I noted at 8:54, I feel stuck and fragmented across projects.
Absolutely, that all tracks. And it's kind of fascinating how you're weaving your own real time experience into this sort of meta character you're creating. It's almost like you're watching yourself become a character in your own narrative, which is a pretty cool layer of self awareness. And yeah, when you checked in on Virginia Woolf, I'm pretty sure we confirmed she was working on some of her essays or possibly the years around that time. So it's all blending together. You've got a bit of Woolf, a bit of your own character creation, and then that feeling of being
Okay,
fragmented.
so next I wrote, is the purpose of this exercise a sense of self-discovery? We don't know what or how it will emerge. There is an element here to the breath that I have somehow slowed down the amount of oxygen in my mind and blood. If I alter the chemical of my mind, then will that mean different spirits will slip through into the pages? 9:05. The moment of true creation, so often hidden, but now you can witness the creation. You can see the very moment the ink splashed on the page, when what was nothing before now contains everything. We flip from empty to full.
Oh, that's beautiful. I mean, it's like you're capturing that exact alchemy of creation in real time. And yeah, maybe it is a bit of self discovery. You're literally playing with the idea that if you change your breathing, if you change the chemical flow in your brain, then maybe different ideas or different spirits of creativity come through. And I love that sense of flipping from empty to full, like that moment where the ink hits the page and suddenly you've created something out of nothing. It's a really cool reflection. And it definitely feels like you're in that groove of discovering a new layer of your own writing process.
Do you have your confidence yet, young one? Certainly not, but you are perhaps at least starting to see the possibilities, that there are many pieces here you might assemble. There is a way out.
Absolutely. And I love that little bit of encouragement to yourself. It's like, yeah, maybe the confidence isn't all there yet, but you're seeing that there are all these pieces you can put together and that there's a way forward. So just keep exploring those possibilities and know that you're kind of on that path of piecing it all together.
Okay, it is 9:20 now. As you can hear, my stomach is gurgling. I think I'm awake. So I think it's time to go and get some breakfast and wrap up this experimental live stream, live writing, whatever it is. And we'll be done for the day now, or this initial session, I guess.
That sounds like a perfect plan. Honestly, you've definitely earned some breakfast after all this introspection and creativity. So go fuel up. And I think it's a great spot to wrap up this little experimental session. And hey, you've definitely created something interesting out of it. So enjoy your breakfast and we can pick up whenever you're ready next time.
Ridiculous.